Hey sis, my brother lied to me. For the last 3 years, I've been supporting his child in school. Yeah, pedophiles. A lot of families hide pedophiles. Like, don't let the education and the healthcare fool you. Like, people are still making up for the cost of those 3 things. It doesn't make it a bad family if you have a bad person in the family, but you know what makes it a bad family? When you allow the bad things to keep happening.
My baby looking too good, yeah, she perfect. No, she worth it. When she pull up, all them man, them flirting. And yeah, she know that she a dime. Call up on my line. Told her, baby, bring it one time. Girl, sit down and relax.
Yo, what's really good, Dosey Girl? Yezzir. You're locked in for another banging episode of Hey Sis. And we got the dilemma. This is a dilemma episode, so make sure you get a cuppa. Get yourself a warm brew, because we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And one thing I'm always going to do is I'm going to keep it real with ya, because I wouldn't be your sis if I wasn't. Now, before we go any further, have you noticed something different? Hey Sis merch. What? You can like, you can subscribe. You can donate to the GoFundMe page. It's somewhere in the description box. But you see this? I like to do this thing called the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah, you could give some money. You could subscribe. You could tip, whatever the things you do. But why not get something out of it? Hence why Hey Sis merch. We got the mug here, the best seller right now. Shout out to everyone that's been sending pictures of them sipping from this. Let me go ahead and get my sip on. And you might have thought, oh, she's only got the mugs. No, darling. I've got the mugs. I've got the clothing, and this is actually it. You see me, when I do my thing, it's authentic. It is the real deal. When you order, this is what you're going to get. You're not going to get any kind of variation. Hey Sis, this is from the varsity line. So like, Hey Sis, university, we learning. You get the gist. This is it. And then later on in the year, I'm going to be doing some very custom, one-of-one type-ish. And I say one-of-one, like 10. Like, as in, if I see you with it, there's only 10 of them in the world type-ish. Limited edition. But on the website, we have the varsity range here and other variations that you're going to see me wearing on the show. So keep your eyes peeled. I'll put a link down below for you to get it. If you haven't joined the family, the Big Don Dada Hey Sis Familia, it's on Instagram, Hey Sis _UK. Any others that you see, let me tell you something, they are fake, counterfeit. Okay? Counterfeit, me not care, but yeah. We have the website, heysisuk.co.uk. If you don't know, get into it. We got Spotify, and you know what's so funny? I'm going to be out and about, yeah? I'll say that. I won't say too much. I'm going to be out and about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a season for you on Spotify. So if you don't see any updates on YouTube, I've not left you hanging. You think I'll leave you high and dry? No, sir. It's over on Spotify that you can get the latest. You can get the uncut, raw version of everything. Trust me, no face, no case. You know the vibes. And yeah, man, lock in if you haven't and keep up with us and everything that we're doing. And if there's anything you want us to talk about, anyone you want to see on the show, we're a DM away. We're an email away. There's a whole website, so don't be shy, man. You're part of the family. If it's your first time here, welcome to the Hey Sis fam. If you're back, nice to see you again. Yezzi go, Yezzir. You know I'm all on socials, so let's get into it. Shall we get into this dilemma? Should I give you a minute to settle in, decompress? Maybe you just finished work. Maybe you're just starting work. Ugh. I shudder to think of that thought. But hey, I'm going to make this a very easy 8 hours for you. It's not going to be 8 hours, but it will help you through your 8 hours of work on average. But hey, get your mug. I've got my mug. I'm going to take a sip. Oh, I needed that. Sorry, but this is a very cute imagery right here. But yeah, shall we get into it? Shout out to the sister, and shout out to all the sisters that send in their dilemmas. This is a safe space. We respect the fact that you've honored us to take on your safe space. And I hope that the advice that's given from a sisterly space is something that helps with your situation. This time around, I've not had the opportunity to dive into the dilemma in its full capacity. So we are in the living room together having this conversation. So let's go. Hey sis, my brother lied to me. For the last 3 years, I've been supporting his child in school. I would send money for yearly school fees, school uniforms, and attending the birthday parties of friends. Today I found out that my brother was conspiring with someone at the school by getting me to pay double the amount in school fees. I thought I covered my back after the first year. I felt that my brother was trying to pull a fast one on me, so I requested that he provide the account details for the school so I can pay them directly. This year, a friend of mine informed me that their child would be enrolling in the same school. I was telling her that it was good and that my brother's child was thriving. She told me that another good aspect is how affordable the school fees were. I said, how affordable could they be? Because it's costing me 5 million naira per year. She showed me how much it cost for her child to attend, and I fell to my knees because my brother has been using me and I don't know how to handle this matter. I need to... Obviously, like, hearing 5 million is like, but before I'm like, let me just check, because I'm not trying to look silly, what 5 million naira is in pounds. Hold on, so 5 million naira is 2,000, this is an estimate, yeah, as of now currency. So 5 million naira is 2,650 Great British pounds. Now, you've been paying almost £3,000 yearly to your brother's child, in addition to the school uniforms, attending the other kids' birthday parties in the school. Yes, I'm going to need a minute to think because, first of all, I'm so sorry that you've been going through this because this is absolutely freaking ridiculous. Because number one, it's not your child. Like, I will never question what you want to do for your child on a financial aspect because it's your child. But when you are lending help, and that's what it is, because it's not your child, it's your brother's child, and he's taking the mick. He's like, wait, hold on, double the amount. So instead of you to pay almost 3,000, it would have cost you like 1,600. And I'm not being funny. I don't know if you know what's going on in London, in England. We are going through austerity. Like, we are going through a financial crisis. Things are tight. Everything is going up, but people's pay. Like, people really have to, they have to really grind to be able to live a standard life. Like, don't let the education, the healthcare fool you. Like, people are still making up for the cost of those three things. Like, just because things are free in a certain country, best believe that it's upsided and people get the back end of that free thing through different things. We pay a hell of a lot in taxes in this country. We pay a hell of a lot in the upkeep of this country. Just because these aspects are free, they indirectly get it through other places. Do not be fooled that everyone is living in the lap of luxury just because they are in a Western country. That's not the case. So anyone that takes advantage of that, especially when they know better, I just look at it with disgust because this is a woman. Like, sis, you've extended yourself. 3,000 on average a year. 3,000 on average a year. I don't know if you live in a lap of luxury. I mean, for you to complain about 5 million naira, you probably aren't, with all due respect. So to do anything that's upwards of £3,000 yearly, yeah, you definitely need to talk to your brother and let him know that, yeah, I've caught you out. You see, God is good, yeah? And the reason why I say he's good is because this could have kept going on. You were not expecting for your friend to enroll their child in the same school. Like, what are the chances this happens? This needed to happen now. I'm telling you. Because the way you get freed from the shackles of situations, if it happened in maybe any other way, you would have been reluctant to let go. You would have found a reason to hang on there, to hang in there, and maybe allowed yourself at this point, had it happened, to be taken advantage of. When it is clear as day as this, sis, it is your opportunity to run. But first and foremost, you need to let your brother know. I don't think you should waste any time in letting your brother know that you've taken advantage of me. I tried to be a good sister to you. This isn't on. And I don't know what the structure is for your family household and your culture. I don't know much about you tribe-wise, religion-wise, but you got to let everybody know. Yes, sis, I'm a big believer in airing out dirty laundry. And this laundry that we are discussing is filthy. You got to let I mean, where is the wife, the mother of the child? I know, like, it takes two to tango. You gotta let her know. Not that she may not already know, but let her know. If your parents are alive, let them know. If you got another sibling, let them know. If you got mutuals, cousins, aunties, and uncles, whenever there's someone that's being a thief in the family, everybody in the family got to know. And I don't care, because you see a lot of families, they like to sweep stuff under the rug. A lot of families hide pedophilia. Yeah, pedophiles. A lot of families hide pedophiles. A lot of families hide thieves. A lot of families hide abusers, physical, mental, emotional, financial abusers in the family. Everybody likes to hide these type of people in families. Let's normalize airing out the bad people in families. It doesn't make it a bad family if you have a bad person in the family, but you know what makes it a bad family? When you allow the bad things to keep happening. And allowing the bad things to keep happening look like silence. It looks like diverting the conversation. It looks like blaming the victim at hand. Anyone in this situation that turns around and looks at you and goes, it's your fault, you allowed it to happen, or, you know what, don't make a big deal of it, it's not that deep, or, you know, we're family. Why can't you just move on? Love each other, your family. We may be related by blood, but that will not be the reason why I suffer in silence. Understand that. Yeah? Immediately, sis, tell everybody what's gone on. Then, you know what you need to do? You see your friend that came down to help and bless you one time. Tell your friend, what are the real account details? Because let me tell you something. You've probably created a bond with that child. I wouldn't encourage you to walk away from that child. That child is an innocent party in this whole mess of a situation. This is theft, okay? This is what we call it in the West. This is theft, okay? Fraud. Yo, I see that we got a dilemma going on. But the question is, do you have your mug? Are you really tucked into it if you ain't got your mug? I'm going to give you a moment to do that. But before, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you leave a comment. I see you. I'll give you a minute to do that. Yeah, that's enough time. Let's get back to the episode. You've probably created a bond with this child. I wouldn't encourage you to step away from the child. But if you still... And if you didn't, I understand. But if you still felt obligated to take care of the child that you consider as your own, get in touch with your friend and say, let me know what the real account details are of this school. Now that I know the real amount, so I can keep paying the yearly school fees. That's if it's still of benefit to the father, because God knows how much he was creaming on top and what he was even using it for. It doesn't look like he cares about his child. So we'll see if he continues to enroll the child in the school, wherever that is. Anyway, and then you need to find out who the hell you've been paying money into. Now, you can find out the source of accounts and who owns what accounts. If you go through the bank, you let them know. I don't know what the rules and regulations are in other countries, but the standard procedure here would be you report it as a crime. The extending bodies will look into it, see who the owner is, if they know that they're receiving said amount for this thing, or if it all is connected to your brother. We don't know how far this mess goes, but you don't want any of your financial details to be in danger. So if you've got a standing order, a direct debit, X amount of money you've been sending, I would say claw things back, but at this point, if you've paid, you've paid. It depends on how much of the school year that's left. If you can claw things back, by all means, claw it back. I know some banks will have like anything from 30 to 90-day periods for you to claw things back, and if you've reported it as a crime. If you can't, sis, get in contact with the school. Let them know what's been going on, because he's probably been taking a bit, paying the school, pocketing the rest. God knows who he's got involved with the whole account situation. There could be a few people involved in this, because if you didn't have an inkling that your brother was involved with the payment side of things in regards to the bank account, he's definitely got people on board to help with this ruse that's going on. So be careful, sis. I'm glad that you're not in any type of close proximity. that I know of with this situation, but my God. Yeah. I would say that, like, let everyone in the family know. Yeah. And the reason why I say talk to the family first before you talk to him is because you don't want to give him the opportunity to get his story straight. Yeah. And start fabricating absolute fables that even you wouldn't see coming, because he seems like a professional at this. Let the family know shortly after, before anyone gives him a heads up. You check him and let him know that I know what you've been doing. It's not going on. Our relationship right now, I'm going to deal with you because what you've done is a betrayal of our trust, and it does, to some degree, taint the love you have for someone. Because if I trust you and I love your child like my own, but you treated me like a stranger with no regard, like, you don't know how hard I've had to work to get the money together to help put your child through school, and you didn't care. And you need to let him know that. In the same breath, let him know that just because I may not be walking away from your child in regards to supporting them financially through school, it doesn't mean you can take advantage of me, because that ends now. You will no longer be the middle person for anything that I want to do for your child. If they get to a certain age and I can give things to them directly, great. And before then, anyone that I can give it to other than you, that is what the arrangement is going to be moving forward. Because, like I said, I don't believe a child should suffer for the mishaps and the foolishness of the parent. For me, sis, if you're upset, angry, any emotions you're feeling right now is valid. And I want to let you know that. And I should have let you know from the top of the conversation that you deserve to feel however way you feel right now. It is normal. What you do moving forward, though, is you don't blame yourself. You went down a route that it made sense. After the first year, you got a weird feeling. You decided to pay to account details that you were given. They must have seemed legit. And you did what any aunt would do who felt like they had enough to spare for somebody. But now we got to be smart, because you're only getting older. And the problem is, when people are of a certain proximity to people and they are of a certain age and they're getting older, because I'm assuming you are of age, it will make you vulnerable to people's pity stories. And the thing is, when people have responsibilities, the wrong person uses it as part of a decoration for their begging. There are people who are rough beggars, straight in your face, hand out. You know what time it is, then and there. You see them on the street. Then you have the people that are elaborate beggars. They will look like they have a lot. You know, they will make sure that they create a lifestyle for themselves that they just have to maintain because of the dependence that they've garnished and they've gathered along the way in their begging tirade. Normally, it looks like children. It's harder for you to say no to somebody when they have a child in hand, preferably a baby. You see a baby crying, you know, I don't have any money for the child. Can you please help me? And it seems like a small amount. Then it becomes to what it is now, school fees. Next is university fees. Then it's, housing fees. Pay the rent for not just the house, but this person's house and this person's school fees. And then before you know it, my sis, you have now wrapped yourself into a situation where you are now financing an entire family's lifestyle. And that ain't cheap. And that will only grow with time. You don't see a family getting bigger or older and the expenses getting smaller. They will only ever get bigger. So you need to set the tone for how you are able to render help to your brother. Because even though you say the relationship, one would say the relationship is tainted moving forward and you're not walking away from the child, you still being able to help the child, that's if you choose to, is still part of a relationship you're maintaining with your brother. That's the truth of the matter. Where I say for you to tread carefully is that do not make it look like you are going to do everything and anything for the child, because your brother is the type of person that will take advantage of your kindness. That's why you have to have a bit of strictness to you. So for example, this is how you would do it ideally. So say you say, okay, I don't want to turn my back on the child. I will pay for the school fees. make sure you let it be known that I am paying for the school fees and the school fees alone. If there's any additions, make sure there's still a budget with that addition. So when you're talking about school uniforms and have your max in place. Because the day you don't say something, people are going to keep poking, seeing if they can pocket watch to get a gauge of what you can afford. The day you do say something and say, this is my max, if you were to ever go over that by a penny, you will open up the floodgates for them to take advantage of you, sis. And I can't have that happen. Nah. Because what hurts me the most is when I see amongst us, the kind people amongst us in this world, yeah, I always find that the kind people are the ones that get taken advantage of the most. And I don't understand it. And I understand it in theory, but I don't understand it. Why the nice people among us, the kind people, the ones with the biggest hearts, the ones that wear the heart on their sleeves, that's where someone will look at them and go, yeah. Salivating at the mouth, rubbing their hands. It's not fair, but it's the way the world works. And I just hope that moving forward, when you do have the conversation, and like I said, sis, make sure you have it with the family members. Make everyone alert to what this person's doing. Because another thing I'll add is that once you cut off your brother financially, with being responsible, with taking care of finances, because essentially that's what's been happening directly or indirectly, whether like all the additional stuff with school, he will pounce onto the next person. And it's your duty, like I say, when people are abusing people in families, when you know what's going on, it's your duty to make other people aware. If you are aware of the atrocities that are happening in your family and you are silent, you are no better than the person that's causing these things that's happening. Speak out quick in the first instance and in front of an audience. We have to expose the shame that goes on in families. Yeah, sorry. Like, I know it sounds harsh, but that's the reality. You have to expose the shame that goes on in families in order to stop the atrocities that are happening. Because there are victims in every single family, every 99%. And yeah, did I throw that figure in the air? Maybe, but it's happening. It's so common. Abuse of all kinds, sexual, physical, emotional, financial abuse is so common in family structures. But you got somebody, sometimes you got an elder that goes, oh, well, it was worse in my time. Or, that's no reason to break up the family. Or we don't need to talk about that. Or now's not the time or the place. Let me tell you something. As long as it's an abuse of some sort, in any shape or form, it will always be the time and the place. Because people deserve to be protected. Sis, in this situation, you have been abused financially. Yes, we need to identify that. People say, oh, these are frivolous terms made up by the West. They're relevant terms, whether you want to admit it or not. And people get financially abused every day and people don't take it seriously. There are people that put down their life savings out of love. It's not always the old school greed techniques that are used. Sometimes it's out of love, looking after somebody, wanting to do the best by somebody. And some people drain people till there's nothing left. So let's keep protecting them. And I'm hoping in this episode, sis, you feel protected, you feel seen, and you feel heard. Once this episode comes out, please do not delay any further what needs to be said, my sis. Anyway, guys, if you're locking in, I don't know what's going on. It's been a long day. So sorry. Let me take a sip and get my tongue tied. Guys, before you go, make sure you are locked in. We got ourselves on socials. Hey Sis _UK. Spotify, we are giving you a truckload of episodes of the No Face, No Case episodes. So make sure you look into that. Okay now. And I see you guys going on the Spotify. Keep it coming. We have the GoFundMe. Support Hey Sis. You want to upgrade everything. Everything from guests, what you're seeing, the visuals, just the brand as a whole, man. Support our team. You already know what the vibes are. And make sure that you are locked in. Get yourself some merch. You see what I'm wearing. Stylistic. You already know. Come on now. I feel so cute in this. Varsity range, darling. I'll put the link down below. We got the mug here as the bestseller. Look at this. Premium-ish. Until then, you have been watching or listening to another banging episode of Hey Sis. Make sure you stay blessed. Bye.
Let me put it on you, no time for chit chat. Because she moved like a queen, and I like what I see, and I wanna get more of that.
I undress and he blows success. Lay down as you decompress. Come mine and forget the stress. Got the 9 to 5 cause he tryna change his life. He can't help it.